Call the June 2nd Green Efforts Committee meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is public comment. I don't know if there's anyone in the audience who's planning to make public comment. I see people.
I'm assuming everyone's here for government law. Okay. All right. And there's no members of the public.
All right. So next on the agenda, then Mary has a presentation for us on invasive species. And just to set it up, she's going to give us an overview of a project she's been working on, and some options and ideas for green efforts moving forward.
Okay,
thank you, Mary.
Thank you. About a year ago, my husband and I started working on a project to remove invasives on a part of the Farmington River Trail that runs along Depot Place and off of 177 and we want to eventually replace those invasive plants with native plants, and the goal is to protect biodiversity. The issue with invasive plants is, for those who may not know, is that they come from somewhere else. They came from Europe or Asia on ships or by immigrants, and they have no enemies here, and so they take over. They become kind of bullies or thugs of the plant world, and they destroy biodiversity because they are taking away habitat from native plants. And so all the native species of insects or birds or mammals that in the whole big food web, from the soil to all the animals that live in our native area, their habitat is destroyed, and then we lose bees, we lose birds, we lose butterflies because of the interruption of our biodiversity. So, and it affects climate change, it affects property value, it affects a lot of things. So, how do I do this?
Scroll.
Oh, scroll. Okay. What was it? Oh, sorry. I have a Mac and
No, understood. It will be. There you go.
Okay. So the goals of our project are to eradicate the invasives. There's a huge monoculture of mugwort, which is an invasive plant, and we're trying to smother it, cut it, and pull it. We're trying to replace it with native grasses eventually. We are tarping over the mugwort in sections, and we're also going to put some perennials in, native perennials, to try to restore biodiversity and habitat. There's a couple pocket gardens I'm working on planning and installing around some commemorative benches that families have put in on that section of the trail. And we also want to work on community outreach, working on a website, and my husband and I, who's a botanist, are going to offer a walk, like in the fall, on another section of the Farmington River Trail, so we can educate people in person about some of the native plants and the invasives. I also have tried to start something on iNaturalist so that people can see some of the plants and be able, I can load up what kind of life I've seen there, both pollinators and invasives and natives, and try to engage the community who are on iNaturalist, maybe to share what they see when they're on the trail. And also, probably, maybe next year, a library presentation. So this is the mugwort here. This was about 200 feet, and that is all mugwort. That's a spray can right there on the bottom. So for a sense of scale. spreads wild seeds. I mean, the problems with the invasives is they spread wildly too. They have no enemies and they also produce a lot of seeds and spread really rapidly. This is Asiatic bittersweet. This is mugwort that is so sturdy. The roots of all these invasives are really vigorous. It's coming up through the asphalt next to the trail in the driveway. So we've tarped over a huge section, and we're aiming to smother that and get rid of it. And then plant, you know, what I said before. Other ones, so the Asiatic bittersweet, Japanese knotweed, people are familiar with, multiflora rose, burning bush, Japanese stiltgrass, and more. Some of the natives that are on the trail, we counted more than 60 last year. Spotted jewelweed, which is over here, Canada goldenrod, violet bush clover, common mullein. You know, those are some of them. And there's a lot more. So the project is designated as a Yukon Master Gardener Community Outreach Project. The town is holding 2 of the grants that I got this year, and they're reimbursing me for the things we've spent. And a teacher at IAR is growing a few native plants that with her students for us to plant. And so there's a potential for volunteers, for master gardeners in the community. And there's a lot of other towns in the area that are working on this. Canton, as we know, has been working on a project, also on the Farmington River Trail for 10 years. They've done quite a bit. I volunteered with them. There's also Cheshire. I'm sorry, I'm not even on the slide I'm on, but I'm trying to be quick. Cheshire is doing this, Hamden, Southington. South Windsor is creating their own pollinator path. These other towns are doing it on the Rails to Trails. And you know, there's a lot of interest in native plants and gardening and what it does to our environment, to all the chemical products we use in gardening, and instead of using natives, which would require a lot fewer chemicals in addition to all the benefits to food web. So the reason I wanted to do this is that with all the chaos in the world and that there's so many things I can you know, have an impact on, being able to do something in my yard in the community that makes a difference for our biodiversity here in town, and making the trail, which is, you know, used by so many people in town and elsewhere. A lot of people come to ride on that trail. Is just then I feel like I'm doing something, you know, and I think it's important for Farmington to also, you know, try to embrace that. Hopefully we'll educate the town about what they can do in their own yard, and maybe generate some interest in volunteering to help when we have to do a lot of planting. So let's see, I think I talked about that. And when my husband and I are on the trail, people sometimes they just pass by, but sometimes they ask us what we're doing, or they tell us their battles with invasives in their own yard. So it's you know, just kind of educational just by being there. So I would like the committee to consider, you know, in some way adopting our project so it would give us a little further reach. The goals of the project align with the mission of the committee of you know, trying to protect the environment in town. And we have the potential of engaging citizens by doing hands-on activities, you know, actually teaching them about the risk of the invasives and what they can do to improve the environment. I already mentioned there's similar projects that have been done. And then, I don't know if I finished. South Windsor is building their own trail, and they're making it into a pollinator pathway. There's a lot of organizations you may have heard about, like Pollinator Pathway or Homegrown National Park or Xerxes Society, wild ones. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations that are trying to get people's attention to grow more native plants and protect biodiversity. And the Pollinator Pathway in the Homegrown National Park has people become, they can become a designated site, a designated pollinator pathway. And that just helps promote the idea for the environment and gets people's attention and, you know, helps stimulate interest. And in terms of funding, you know, we applied for, I think, 4 grants this year. We got 2 of them. And, you know, we have enough for pretty much for this year of what we'll need. And then when I start planting more next year, I'll keep applying for grants. And we also may ask if anybody, you know, people in the community might want to contribute, and also businesses in town. And Patty had said that the sustainable, is it what's it called, sustainability?
Sustainable CT?
Yep.
Yes, sustainable CT, that they can, if the community contributes to a project like this, which would fit under the goals of that grant, then they will match the grant. So it's not like we up to, is it up to the amount, Patty, that is raised locally?
It's a matching grant from Sustainable CT. I believe there's a cap. I haven't looked, meaning in terms of how much they'll contribute per project. I don't remember. I haven't looked at the grant information in a while.
It's not
But
really
Bree, it's how the
expensive.
farming, yeah. The Sustainable CT grant was how the land trust put solar on the roof as well.
Right. Okay.
So that could be one source. Also, businesses applying for grants. I mean, some of the grants I applied for, I can't apply next year because I got it this year. So, but this is a multi-year project, so I'll probably apply again to some of the other organizations.
Have you taken a look at what the Land Trust is doing out at Polly's Pier? I know they're doing a lot of clearing and mulching.
Oh, they're working on mugwort, right? That's one strategy of putting about 12 inches of fresh wood chips on the mugwort and keeping on there for about a year and a half. And then after you take away the wood chips, then you pull out the fruit. So that's what I've been taught. I did the Yukon Extension had an invasive plant training certification this past winter to spring, and that was one of the things that they taught us. But the mulch, 12 inches of mulch is a lot to put on the trail.
Right.
Burning? Like, if you go along the trail, boards like heavy pesticides. It looks like burned out.
Oh, we're trying not to use any pesticides if we can help it, because there are some wetland areas near
Well, the areas where you did the
working.
black plastic would look burned. It heats it.
But like the
Right.
plants are standing, but they're like, I think there's a section on the way to Collinsville on the trail that it looks like it.
Well, some of them, I mean, maybe you can speak to this. I think there is some spraying that's done just on the edges of the trail, right, to make sure it doesn't come and interfere.
I can
With-
find out.
I mean,
we
think-
mow along the edge of the trail. The trail, it's not like the woods grow to the trail edge, aside from the trees that are right on the trail edge. That gets mowed. I can find out if on any treatments along the trail.
Seen it in Canton too, I think.
Yeah,
I know the
it's
state,
in Avon. I think it's a chemical
Okay.
using on there.
I mean, sometimes for knotweed, you have to
Yeah.
tackle it with a chemical, because it is one tough plant. It's
And I've
really,
heard the same thing about mugwort, actually.
yeah.
Very specific.
But smothering it, you know, it can't photosynthesize. It's not getting any energy, and if you keep it under that for a year and a half or 2 years, I mean, we're learning as we go. Then for the monoculture of it, where that's really the only thing that's growing, that should take care of it. There's another section where there's a whole bunch of milkweed, which is, of course, is good for the butterflies, and we're trying to
Right.
shoot those and
So
and not, and get rid of the mugwort and some of the other things. But there's some other natives growing within it too.
In terms of the mulch, is mulch something particular, or is it like just the chopped up wood scraps, or does mulch make it something special?
It wouldn't be mulch. Well, it smothers it. If you're smothering the plant, and it's not, they don't want you to use mulch. They want you to use wood chips, fresh wood
Okay.
chips.
I guess that's what I wanted to
Mulch it 'cause
see,
then
what's the
you're
difference
feeding
between,
it.
what's the difference between mulch and wood chips? And the reason I say that is because my understanding is companies that take down trees have to pay for them to be that wood chip stuff so why wouldn't that be a solution? If they're trying to pay to dispose of it and it's going someplace that's not beneficial, why wouldn't we be able to recycle it and have them drive their truck filled with wood chips and
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Part,
for one
part
thing,
of
it's about-
part of that problem, Star, is that we don't always know what those chips have.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
some folks are
Right.
gonna have bittersweet and other non-natives mixed in with those wood chips.
okay.
I think,
Ivy.
yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
town produces the chips.
Are we doing enough as a town to prevent the spread of invasives through the free mulch that is available?
That is a good question.
I
In
don't,
my experience, a lot of weeds. I don't know if you get invasives, but you get weeds.
I would think you don't know what's in there, and there could be a lot of invasives or weed seeds.
Yeah.
But the fresh
It-
wood
it's a-
chips are
it's-
just wood.
Yeah.
They're not.
So if it was fresh wood chips, just from trees, could you not then use that?
That's my understanding, but you have to have access to bring them in there, and then when you want to remove the wood chips, you have a foot of it on the
Yeah.
trail, and you have to, like, I didn't approach
Problem
that.
for a year and a half from now.
That's a lot, so we bought plastic,
Okay.
black plastic, which also is really good for smothering because it bakes it.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
Yeah, that's fine, I was just,
But it is an interesting idea. I
Yeah.
mean,
the only reason I thought of it is because, at my daughter's school, they just needed wood chips. And the company they reached out to ask for the donation was like, yeah, we have to pay to get rid of it, how much do you want? Well, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah, there's a place you can call.
Yeah.
And say, I need some wood chips
Yeah.
for such and such. And they will, somebody who, arborists, I guess, will, come and deliver it.
yeah, yeah.
For free. There's no
It's the
charge.
same risk of getting compost from not a digester. There could be
Yeah.
weed seeds in there.
Okay, gotcha. Even in just a tree,
Right.
okay.
Yep.
Well, what gets picked up when because people just want trees removed, it could be,
Right.
it could be anything.
It could be vines.
They could be throwing tree heaven in there, or burning bush or anything like that, and you
Yeah.
got no way of knowing.
That would be very disappointing a year and a half from now when you have to take your wood chips away.
Get a burning bush patch.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know if you have questions about the project or what the role, or in terms of green efforts being.
Avon and Simsbury are doing anything. I feel like Simsbury has like a pollinator pathway group, and do we connect the rail trail
It does go through,
Avon and into Simsbury?
it does go through.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Farmington Trail follows the rail north-south, and then that's the main trail that goes all the way to Simsbury and up into Northampton,
Mhm.
Mass. And then the Collinsville Trail
Oh,
goes
sure, okay.
in through Burlington, goes into Collinsville, and then it stops on Route 44, near the CVS and Best Cleaners, right by the
Okay.
shops.
Okay.
Then it's on road for a while until you're back in Simsbury, and it
Oh,
starts up as being a
Okay.
separate path.
28-mile loop, and it's awesome.
It actually
Oh,
loops?
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it fully loops, it's just not all separated
Okay.
trail, so families might not wanna be on there,
Yeah,
but.
if you can bike 28 miles, let's do it.
You wanna-
Get an ice cream break. Hi, I'm Christina,
So-
I'm new.
Hi, Christina.
I was gonna introduce you, Christina, as the next item, sorry.
That's all right.
Should have done it at the beginning.
Nothing
Um,
really. I just, hi.
Mary, Mary, I do think
Yes.
Carrie, the chair of the Sustainability Committee in Avon, Carrie Leonard, I believe she does do something with invasives,
Okay.
has something going
Full
on.
fire in the middle of her,
Yeah.
For the thing on.
Yeah. Did have a question.
Carrie.
Carrie?
Oh, Carrie, I thought you
Yeah.
said Terry, yes, it
And-
sounds a little
and,
unclear.
Lenora-
Well,
something like-
I'll look in the
Yeah,
email.
something
Yeah.
like that. Your question. This slide that you're showing is just, 'cause maybe I don't understand how things work, but are you saying that, like, the committee would partner with you on this, or what is the ask that you're presenting?
Well, I guess that, it would be maybe a part of the public education, that we do, and, you know, either through walks or presentations at the library. It could be volunteer efforts for anybody in the town. I did reach out to the high school, actually, but I didn't hear, I mean, I talked to the principal, but I didn't hear anything this year about, students that were interested in volunteering. But,
To get people to go out there with you?
yeah, I mean,
And also donate, like, to match, for the matching grant, is that?
yeah, I mean, I haven't approached, I haven't gotten to the point of looking for that sustainability grant. But I just think it is another green, you know, arm of green effort of, trying to protect the biodiversity in our town. And, you know, the Farmington River is part of, is designated as a federal wild and scenic river. And the Unionville Center is a community, a center of distinction or something like that. So it's,
cultural district?
cultural district,
Yeah.
right? And, because of the history and the businesses and, the things that are there. But I think the project also just fits into protecting, you know, what makes Unionville unique. I mean, it'd be great, I would love to be able to do it for the whole trail, but it's labor intensive to do this. Once things are, smothered, it'll still need, you know, invasives are always coming in and you have to, monitor it, but, and we are trying to tackle a section of knotweed that is not too big yet. It's better to kind of tackle it early before it spreads too much. But, you know, in the end, it'll look like, it'll have native plants and it'll have more wildlife. And there's times when we've walked on that trail and I've seen an owl in the thicket a few years ago. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, it could create a whole corridor of biodiversity.
So how far have you gotten? How many feet have you?
Probably about 1,500 feet, which is all well, there's a section that it has a Cape Cod fence, and there's not a whole lot there I can get to, because, other people, some of it's state property behind it, but the rest of it is private property. You know, starting from 177, the western side, going along Depot Place, and, up to, like, H&S Auto.
Here, and then I think, here?
Yeah, a little further down than that. I think that last one is H&S Auto, so that is where that big swath of, front of that last building, where the mugwort is, yeah, and then there's a little further up is, Japanese knotweed, and, then there's some fencing, so we don't really go too far behind that. And up near,
Yeah, there's, a split rail fence along Depot Place Road, just for protection. And there's privacy fencing all along the north side of the trail.
that border between the asphalt and the line, the black line there, I believe that's state property. So that's what our limit would be. And I do want to, I haven't done it yet, but I want to, contact the people who are abutting the property, who have knotweed growing in their yard, to, ask them to, just let them know what is there and what we're trying to do, and maybe what they could do if they wanna get rid of it. I mean, a lot of people don't know anything
Right.
about invasives.
That's the first problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Use that.
because the mugwort was just unbelievable. I mean, I've lived here for over 30 years, and I'm trying to remember what it looked like before it became paved. We used to walk it, you know, 'cause we live right near there. And I don't remember seeing that. And so I've seen some information that the mugwort has kind of taken off maybe in the past 10 or 15 years in Connecticut. It's really
We have it
gotten
all
bad.
over.
So I don't think it was like that when I first moved here.
Particularly if the soil's been disturbed for one reason or another.
Oh, yeah, right, that's where it likes to grow,
Easier to root in.
and it takes over.
Yeah, it does.
So in order to keep us moving along, I think the question for the committee is twofold. Is one, whether or not I think right now volunteers from the committee want to assist Mary with the invasives project, because I think organizing a community invasives would be fairly challenging from an administrative perspective for just Mary and her husband. And I'm getting alerts that my internet is unstable, so let me know if you can't hear me. And the second question is if we want to add invasives to our public education goal and consider having a presentation at some point during the year about what invasives are and moving forward from there. Thanks, Jennifer.
What was the thanks, Jennifer? Did she make a comment?
Oh, sorry, everyone. I
She
put it
said
in the
she's
chat.
leaving.
I have a conflict at 7:30.
I think we should, definitely consider adding it to the public education topics, for sure. I think it's huge, in terms of what we're trying to do in awareness. And, it's detrimental to the health of the planet. So it's the little part that we can do in Farmington. So yeah, I think we should add it to public education, and ultimately maybe that leads to a community organization where people are coming together. I also just want to say that I know we're tabling at the 250th celebration, so we perhaps should talk about what we would be tabling about, and maybe that's something that is a part of that
Yes.
conversation. So I don't know if we just get to that when we get to that part
Yeah,
on the agenda.
that's an item G. Yeah, that's down there. We'll get that tonight too.
We can also add it to the social media.
Mhm.
Right.
I did a piece for the newsletter on, you know, the top 5 invasive, whatever. So
If you guys have stuff like that that went out in the newsletter and that's like photographs and little write-ups,
Yeah. Mhm.
if you emailed that to me, I could just filter it into our social media.
Okay.
Yeah, I have something I can send you.
That'd be,
I
that'd
uploaded
be great.
to a OneDrive,
Okay,
or I'll double check that, and then
Okay.
I'll just send that out again, 'cause I think it's like Green
Awesome.
Efforts OneDrive, so I just got to send out
perfect,
links.
okay.
We should definitely have a speaker come in with lots of pictures and
Yeah.
Yes.
As I said, I did hear Peter
Peter
Pacone,
Pacone, yeah.
and he was excellent. And
Where is he from?
he's from the state, he's a state.
Okay.
State wildlife biologist, he works at Sessions Woods, and,
Okay.
he's been a good resource to me, actually,
Okay.
and,
All right. So
My question
anyone
is
has any other
Audubon.
questions for Mary tonight? Otherwise, we can add it to our
Audubon.
public education goal for next time.
The first question was, would anybody help you? I'll volunteer a day.
thank you. I do, well, the master gardeners are interns, and they're just starting, the ones who were getting trained. I got trained last year. They're, you know, any master gardener could volunteer for it.
Okay.
And some of them are starting. Pardon?
I'm not a master gardener, it's like.
No, that's okay, but that was just another source of possible, volunteers.
And they have to put in hours, don't they?
They have to,
Yeah.
yeah. And, you know, and then but there may be other people. I was gonna also reach out to Tungus Community College. I will reach out again next year to the high school. I don't know if my emails got lost or in spam folders. I don't know how busy the teachers are. You know, the senior center or just the community at large. I mean, it took us a while just to get permission and get things kind of planned out last year, and now we're beginning to do the work, and so I think each year it'll get a little more organized and a little more outreach. But I don't know, I guess I just thought it's a possibility that it could be something that the committee would want to embrace, and I don't expect an answer tonight. People may have more questions or want to think about it or think about what it would look like or discuss what it might look like.
I think doing a presentation, maybe in conjunction with the library, would be great. I don't know whether you want to do it in the fall or in the spring, when things are dying or when they're coming up again.
Right. Well, my husband and I are going to do a walk that will be open to the public further down the trail where there's a little more of a shoulder in like maybe September. When there'll be a lot of things blooming and we can share that. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different outreach things. Or, I don't know, or if the committee, you know, if wanted to make it in part of the town, part of the this group's mission or work, then if people wanted to volunteer, I don't want to make you feel like I'm strong-arming you, so you have to volunteer. It's kind of, you know, some of it's kind of grubby work, but it's just even the idea of making a commitment to what Farmington can do, or recommendations to the Conservation Commission, perhaps, of these are some things we'd like the Conservation Commission to consider about promoting knowledge about invasives and native plants, and what residents can do, and what maybe the town might consider doing in its own plantings. You know, a town noticed there's a lot of annuals when I walked in out here. You know, there could be natives there. There could be native plants there.
Perennials, so they don't need to be worked on.
Right. They don't have to keep buying more plants. You know, things like that. Do it. So I don't, you know, I'm not sure what other questions, or maybe people need to think about it, or.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
can
that's
add
probably-
this to the public education goal for next time.
Right.
And then we can talk more about a presentation and take baby steps to move forward.
Okay.
All right.
All right, moving on. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting?
Yeah, I
And
just have
can
a
I
question.
have a motion to approve the minutes? Yeah,
Oh, before you do,
Motion, then discussion.
oh, there's something not right about it.
I probably missed something.
Okay, I have a motion to approve. That's what you need, Patty?
Yeah.
Motion to approve the minutes from
Yes.
May.
Second.
Second.
thank you. All right, anyone have comments or changes?
I just, on the, under public education goal, the first one where it says that I posted the information from Bob, it wasn't Bob's information, I think it was Mary's, because Bob didn't want us to post his information.
Oh, right.
Okay.
It was the some Yukon links to.
I don't know if that's important or not, but it wasn't,
still more
it wasn't
clear.
Bob's.
Yeah, thank you.
We
That
should-
was,
yeah.
Information.
I don't want Bob to be mad.
No, it was more
Right.
of, it was.
We want Bob to come back.
It wasn't Bob's presentation, it was
Right.
a resource.
Yeah. That's it, that's the only thing that I saw that was not accurate.
So.
Is that how you spell Chelsea's last name?
Oh, probably not.
Thought that's what,
I think it's an Han, is it an H? Yeah. but I can double check really quickly.
H-A-G,
H-A,
I think it's just H-A-H.
oh,
Yeah, H-A-H-N.
right, okay.
H-A-H-N.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so with the change that F1, F Public Education Goal 1, composting event, Kim had posted the information that Mary had prepared for the Facebook page. And then 2, any trash recycling event, changing the spelling to Han instead of Hagen. I'm sorry about that. Again?
And all the,
And,
any other changes?
A-I.
yes, and Kim's last name is spelled at the adjournment. Okay, so there's 3 changes I'll say.
All those in favor of the minutes as revised?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone
Thank you.
opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. All right, before we move on, I know Christina introduced herself to folks who were there when she got in, but I think I saw Bree walk in after and Sam Kilpatrick got online after. So everyone, meet Christina, our newest member of Green Efforts. She moved to Farmington in September. So I think I have that right. And is now a member of our committee. I don't know, Christina, if you want to introduce yourself or.
Hi, Christina Farah Bigdelli. I moved here in September. I work at, nonprofit space and environmental enthusiast, and tried to volunteer with you a day.
Okay,
Cool
well, I'll
native.
be in touch with you.
Rejected me.
I thought you were saying, do I have a day?
No, I'll give you a day. I'll give
Okay.
you a day to
All right.
pull the dates and
We'll
cover
talk
them
more.
up.
We'll talk later about that.
But yeah, that's,
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm sure I'll get to know everybody a lot more.
All right, thank you. And moving on to our public education topics. So we have so I'm gonna flip it and start with the recycling event that didn't happen. We had a low registration. I think we had 9 people, I think, signed up.
Yeah.
We had
Ulti-
11.
Ultimately, we ended up with 11.
It was
I think.
11, but when we,
Okay.
yeah.
But I think we had already canceled it by the time that 11th person.
Me, Maggie.
So, and I think,
So, I don't
and
know.
I know I had a concern with the inland wetlands meeting that night, and a lot of people were
Yeah.
at that meeting.
I don't think when we scheduled it, that the wetlands, was that wetlands meeting
I think I
scheduled
missed
already?
it. They're
Okay.
scheduled essentially every first and third Wednesday of the month.
Gotcha.
There's some leeway if there's a town council meeting, it gets pushed, or there's a holiday, but
Gotcha.
in general, it's the first and third Wednesday. Planning and zoning is the second and fourth Monday.
Yeah.
ZBA is the third Monday.
So, I mean, I think 2 things went wrong. One
And I think-
was that we didn't know about the meeting, and the
Yeah.
other one is that Chelsea came back in the 11th hour and said, I'm not allowed to present to a small group,
Right.
which she had not given any indication, because we could have done it if she hadn't come with such a strong statement like that.
I'm sure a lot of people were planning on going
Right.
that didn't RSVP. We didn't know we had to collect those RSVPs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
and the
we
concept
know
of the
what
wetlands.
her minimum,
I didn't know that. I thought you just said, I don't want to come.
No, it was
but
safe.
again, it was
No.
the 11th hour. It
Yeah,
was
right.
like
Yeah.
whenever, right before we canceled, that's when she gave us that
Right.
information.
So Patty asked, do you know what the minimum is for
That
her?
was 20.
I mean,
thought it
she
was 10.
sort of said, like, kind of gave us this 10 number,
Right.
if it's below 10. And then when she followed up with her second email, asking me, because I was waiting, because Bree was communicating with the library, so I was waiting for Bree to get back to me. And in that space of time waiting, Chelsea sent me back the message that said, I need to know the number because I am not allowed to present if the number's not big enough.
And she didn't define big enough? No.
She just said if it's, or it's too small or whatever, I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
Was the wetlands meeting the one with people aren't up in arms about the
Yes.
truck stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's
And
again.
it was,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it was the second, it was this hearing had been continued, so it wasn't even originally scheduled for, I mean, there was inland wetlands, but the hearing was originally scheduled for the meeting before.
I think the library was a tiny bit
So.
upset with us.
Right, they were a little upset.
So we'll
Okay.
have to make nicey nice.
Right.
And
Well, I
with the
would-
wetlands, it's hard to know what's gonna be on the agenda for a specific meeting
Yeah.
a month out.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's the only thing is
So, I mean, I did learn some stuff in the process, and I don't know where you want to go with this recycling event conversation. But what I learned is that DEEP and Connecticut's recommendations are based on the lowest amount that can be recycled in the lowest kind of worst recycling center. Like, so if you go to the website, like what's in, what's out, what's listed there is the least amount that can be recycled. And in Farmington, our stuff gets picked up by waste
materials.
materials
management.
trucking, WT, whatever that is, and then gets taken to a transfer station in downtown Hartford. And then from Hartford, it ends up at Christian Lane in Berlin, which is a very high-tech, they have optical scanners and AI, and they can recycle black plastic, they can recycle hot cold cups from Dunkin' Donuts and coffee cups, they can recycle pizza boxes, they can recycle, there's like a whole list of things that aren't on
We
the
don't
what's
know
in, out, what's out that we don't know.
Oh.
And that
Wow.
Chelsea, if she presented, she would present from Deep's perspective, not from their perspective. The other thing is about that company, so it's like USA something, I don't know, it's so confusing. There's like all these holding companies and all this like weird relationship of everybody in this waste world. But they also do food waste. They have a food waste division, so it's like a MRF, so it's Materials Recovery Facility. They're like highly
Yep.
motivated to recover as much as they can. And they have a food waste arm, and their food waste, they work with schools, they go into schools, they do educational programs, they have videos, they have hands-on presentations, and they supply all the materials that schools need for composting free of charge. There is no cost for a school to start up food waste with them. So it's different than what we're doing in the schools with us using Blue Earth, because we have to set up our own setup and then the Blue Earth contract. So it might be worthy to somehow direct whoever's, and that might be Sam, I don't know if he's still on the call,
He's
making
here.
those decisions. But anyways, it was just, as we move forward with education, that's one thing we should consider is making sure we're giving people the right information.
Yeah, and plastic, the kind that, envelops your toilet paper when you buy a big, that's all recyclable, I just realized.
That
or
is.
just learned, but you have to take it, you can't just throw it in your.
You
Yes.
cannot,
You have to take it to Stop and Shop or someplace like that.
exactly.
So, but they're.
So it's not curbside recycled.
Right.
Just because the facility has the capability to sort and recycle these things doesn't necessarily mean that the contract to send it to them covers that stuff.
It's all single stream, so the guy picking it up at the curb doesn't even know what's in there, right? He just grabs the bin, dumps it, and then that bin goes directly. So yeah, I think that, so I ended up, it was like, first I talked to Garrett, then I'm like trying to like make sense of who's getting our stuff. I went on a tour of the facility, so I went to the facility and spent like the whole morning there and like drove everybody crazy with all my questions, and then still came back and was still confused about who got our stuff and where our stuff went, because our stuff goes to Hartford, but Hartford is actually the transfer station, and the Hartford transfer station is owned by the same company that does the MRF, the Materials Recovery. So if you guys are ever interested, they are highly motivated to educate towns, committees like ours.
So that would be my question is do they have someone that does community outreach that could
They
do this?
do,
work?
that's why,
think
yeah, that's, yeah.
that's- And do they have a minimum number of attendees?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Do they have a minimum number of who they'll talk to?
Yeah, I
Right.
guess that's good. I kind of, well.
Can we go on another
jumping ahead.
field trip?
We can go on a field trip, I would think. I can reach out to
Yep.
them. So I went with the Simsbury Sustainability, but the impression I got was these guys are highly motivated to educate us about proper recycling. To them, it's a commodity, everything that, so
Right,
there's a
because-
little bit like that, you know, some of us might be upset about because, you know, I'm trying to make sure there's less plastic in the world, and, you know, they'll be upset if I stop using my plastic laundry jug, because to them, that's worth money. But they also are constantly innovating, so they were talking about how much things changed. Their machines used to recycle newspaper, and then in COVID, obviously, there was a huge uptick in Amazon boxes. So they had to innovate, and now the commodity were these Amazon boxes. So anyway, I'm sure I could arrange a tour if it's something we were interested in as a town committee. And also, I'm sure I could speak with them about coming to talk and do a presentation about proper recycling. Yeah, because there was some ridiculous stuff. I mean, if you could see how fast these machines were going, but they also have hand sorters. And these hand sorters, out of recycling bins, they're pulling like mops with, I mean, the things that I saw these workers pulling off and like bare slippers with claws, and like just car seats, like little couches, little kids' couches that were all in the recycling bin, that these workers are, you know, at top speed. Anyways, it's fascinating. It's really interesting. Just tell me should I reach out to them and ask about a tour, and should I reach out to them and ask them about presentation?
Well, let's take a tour first, I would think. I mean, just give me a better sense of how they, you know, what they do and how they do it.
Okay.
My only shot would be Friday morning, if I feel to go.
Okay.
Don't plan it around me, but if you have a choice.
Just like in general, not like this specific Friday, but Friday.
Fridays are no meeting days for me,
Okay.
so I love recycling.
I'm
facilities.
about
I went to one in
the
Brooklyn,
same.
and I was like,
I love going with them.
Like,
Say it again. Patty, what did you say?
Fridays are my no meeting days also.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
make Friday a no meeting day.
Okay.
If there's enough advance notice.
Okay. So, I know they had, it was 12 spots that, Simsbury had. So I'll just reach out to them. Okay, done. And then we'll think about the recycling education for the town after that.
Yeah, and the only thing I would say is I would not plan any events for the summer.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard enough, yeah, I think you would have the low turnout for any
Yeah.
summer event, especially July, August. I think
Yeah, I would even
September-
say September is probably.
Yeah, the
not
start of
good. I would
September
go
school starting.
October.
Okay.
I was gonna say October, November.
So for our educational series, like in general, we should think about planning for October, and then we can think about the invasive potentially, the
Yeah, then talking
recycling
about
potentially.
Invasive,
Might be in
probably
March.
late winter, early spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when you can kind of get some, I think, the only one I know is Tree of Heaven, you need them to do in the fall, because it sucks in the sap.
Quickly, educational events as in like something in a conference room that people come and.
Yeah,
they
we
can-
do it like in the library,
library.
in the community room at the library, and then have like a PowerPoint presentation.
Although heads up, she did say we don't always partner with people. I should get back to her about,
What did you say,
Oh.
Bree? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm not sure how often the library wants to partner with, I mean, they don't want to be, you know, favoring one organization over another. I mean, she just was a little bit squirrely on that. So I will get back to her and ask her how frequently
Yeah,
we can
use the
use
library.
the library.
Senior center, right?
Aren't they funded, the library, by the town?
Right.
Senior center, though.
It's not a town organ, it's not, the town gives the library like a grant, so to speak, but they have their own independent budget.
Okay,
So they have their own board.
gotcha.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, I also wondered about the sustainability fair. If we did that, could that also have some, rather than, in addition to booths? I know we have to, that's another agenda item.
Can we jump to the sustainability fair, Patty, or did you want to talk about?
In just a
Yeah.
second, yes, I wanted to make sure, Kim, that you saw Sam's message to share contact information, because he can reach out about the school composting.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Share contact, so did that say share contact with Sam?
He'll reach out to school.
I'll share the contact.
Yes.
Give him the
Yeah.
contact, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, great.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, the messages don't pop up when we, in the conference room, for the council chambers, so.
Okay. All right, I will do that.
Yep.
All right, so sustainability fair. Are we good to talk about that?
Yes,
Okay. So,
that's where we are now.
Yes.
Yep.
so I did like a whole bunch of homework on that. However, I did get a call from the Simsbury head, who really, and I wrote the notes, hold on, what month are we in?
June.
Fairly
I wrote it on my calendar for today, hold on. Okay, so Simsbury's interested, wants to know if we want to do a combination sustainability fair with Simsbury, Bloomfield, Avon in Simsbury at their library. This is the third year, 2026 was the third year they did it. They have 37 vendor and nonprofit, vendor made up of nonprofit and other organizations. They had between 1,200 and 1,300 attendees. They would want us to help with media, bringing Farmington residents, obviously, bringing in local Farmington organizations, Farmington Land Trust, or, you know, whatever we have from town that we think makes sense to be at a sustainability fair. Their tentative date is May 1st of 2027. Our contribution, in addition to sort of like who would we want from our town if we have town organizations, would also be, of course, the advertising, marketing to the residents, but they start meeting every 2 weeks from February through May. So February, March, April, meeting every other week, probably via Zoom, do all the coordination. And then I think it's all hands on deck for the day for setup and working the day. Their ultimate goal is they would like to have the Valley work together on big sustainable projects, which makes me think of the invasive thing because the rail trail goes through all of our towns. It's Baird Faithful that I spoke with. He's their sustainability guy for the committee for the fair. But obviously the committee does all kinds of things, but he doesn't have a clear vision, but he would love to have all of the towns work together. Right now in Simsbury, they're pushing, they're not pushing, but they're promoting, or their big project right now is the New England Smart Energy, to have encouraged the houses to do the energy assessments. They're using New England Smart Energy because New England Smart Energy is very proactive in terms of they're an authorized Eversource company, but New England Smart Energy is out there doing the promotions, doing the scheduling, showing up for meetings and talking to people and making phone calls and whatever. And the cost is $40 through May 1st of 2027 for households to do that. And they get about $1,000 worth of work. I think that's what Baird said. But anyways, that's a whole different thing. That's just from that conversation.
Yes.
There.
I don't know what others' thoughts are, but I like the idea of joining with Simsbury because they've already done it. And it means we're not starting from scratch.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of challenges in doing our own. One of them is getting people there and to come to it. And of course, it's still a challenge getting people to go to Simsbury to an event. but all the other challenges are eliminated because they have the vendors, they have the, we're jumping into something that's already moving. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, no, I agree.
How many people did they say they had again?
1,200 to 1,300 attendees and 37 vendors.
I read their newsletter on this,
Yeah.
and it sounded, I'm sorry I couldn't go, but it
And,
sounded,
and Farmington,
They're little.
sorry, Bree, hear you.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say Farmington partners with Simsbury for Juneteenth as well. And my understanding is there was a good turnout of Farmington residents last year at Juneteenth. So in Simsbury. So that bodes well for having Farmington residents attend.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be better than reinventing the wheel. And I like the idea of it being like a regional effort,
Well,
not
I
just.
like the idea of cooperating with other towns
Yeah.
on specific projects, like
Yeah, this could be a big
recycling,
opening.
or,
Mhm.
much more interesting for a company to take on more than one town. I mean, if they could,
More impact, I think.
Do we get to headline it or have a booth or a presence or something like?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's I mean, so we can invite whoever we want from the town of Farmington that we think we want to have a booth. So we could have like Master Gardeners come. We could have Farmington Land Trust. We could have anybody else that's in town. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. That's a Farmington company that would be in that sustainability grouping. We could have local famous like authors go with their books and things,
Awesome.
I don't know if it's, but Rose might know.
Who?
Rose Ponte, the Economic Development Director.
Oh, sure.
She might know.
Yeah, and I think somewhere I started to make a list, when we were thinking of it. So can I make a motion that we, agree with the Simsbury suggestion to combine, with them and their sustainability fair for May 1st, 2027?
when
Go
is
for
our
it.
Farmington town? Is the
I
pickup?
didn't hear you.
Trash pickup.
Oh, good question.
Oh,
When-
It'll be April.
Cleanup day is always April, so it'd probably be.
The weekend before.
Oh, yeah, we could look at a calendar,
Yeah, I
yes.
don't,
Oh, that's a good way to recruit.
right, so we can have a sign up at the, Household Hazardous Waste too. I don't know, the date has not been shared with me yet.
Probably
I'm gonna
April
assume
24th,
it's
right?
probably the 24th, because
Yeah.
the 12th to the 16th is vacation.
And the
Okay.
21st is probably Earth Day, that one.
Right, yeah, we usually do it as close to Earth Day as possible.
Right.
I would guess it'll be the 24th, because like I said,
So,
that's.
the weekend before.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
which we also partner with Simsbury, Avon, Canton.
Yeah, for the cleanup
For,
day, or for the hazardous
for
waste.
Household Hazardous Waste.
Yeah.
So that date would
Was
be
there a
okay.
second? Was there a
I
second to
second it.
Kim's motion?
Second.
Thank you.
And the only thing, Kim, I would find,
I'm on
I'm
the
assuming they
phone.
want a certain number
I'm on
of,
the,
of the Green Effort Committee members to be on the,
I'll
like, I'm assuming
ask.
it's probably.
I'm happy to, I'll represent at the meetings, I'm happy to
Happy
do
to be
Yeah,
there,
Okay.
if you wanna just reach out to see
I'll
how many
find out
they.
how many,
yeah.
yep, so I'll tell, he'll be so excited, so we're, oh wait, did we
We need
got
a
a
vote.
first or second?
I just wanna check with that first,
Yeah.
and then you can go ahead
okay,
and
so
call the vote.
are we, when discussion's done, we can have a vote, discussion's still happening.
Nope, you're good.
All right, all those in favor of the.
Aye.
Aye.
Simsbury? Aye, thank you.
Alright.
What was the motion?
To partner with Simsbury, Avon,
Okay.
Bloomfield for the
Okay.
Sustainability Fair, May 1st, 2027.
Yeah.
Excellent,
Actually
thank
record the
you,
vote.
Tim.
Voted what? Or no?
Something like this,
It's like a voice-
yeah, unless someone has an objection or,
Sort of,
yeah.
like, yeah.
Because it's advisory, it's not something that's gets published.
Okay.
Not, it doesn't get published in the
New lady?
paper and.
No, I'm abstaining
appealable for-
from voting.
No,
Just
it's,
making sure you didn't need to write that.
so something like planning and zoning, wetlands, ZBA, that gets published in the paper, it can be appealed, there's,
Okay, I got it.
because this is advisory, it's a little more loose.
Cool.
Not as strict.
All
All
right,
right.
so thank you, Kim, for
Yes,
doing all that work. Appreciate it.
yeah, no worries.
All right, so our next, where are we? Are we at school
School composting.
composting? Garrett?
Sam? Yeah, still here?
You're asking me to
Yeah.
report on that, Garrett?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
if you have anything.
So they're underway at Union and at IAR. Union has been going extremely well. IAR had some bumps to start with, but they're ironing that out. And I don't have any weight totals for either school yet, but they're both underway and going well. We also have the table on order for Union. They've been using a temporary setup right now. I'm assuming it was a not to exceed number that you had there because we're under the amount that you authorized at the last meeting.
Yes.
But that's on order and in process.
Great.
All right.
Sam, was
And
there,
then-
have we looked at composting at the high school?
So the high school was supposed to be after Irving Robbins, but after Union had the push to do that, we're going to look to do it at the elementaries first and then the high school.
Okay.
Have you done it, so you haven't done it at Noah Wallace yet either?
No,
Oh, well,
Union's
they're
the
not
first
like-
K4 school to do it, but I'm sure we'll be looking to do those next. The other three, so West District, Noah, and East Farms.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
And then the next thing's me, I got the totals for the household hazardous waste event, so we had 835 cars. We had 9.5 tons of e-waste, 9 cubic yards of paint, 15,000 pounds of shredding, and 21,320 pounds or 420 mattresses recycled.
Holy crap.
Wow.
So I want to get those numbers
Yeah,
from
I'll
social
send it,
media, and
yeah.
I couldn't write it quick. It
I will
was
send it,
quick,
I'll
yeah.
send it.
Too many numbers.
So, I know.
Very
I wonder if
good.
you could put shredded paper on that mugwort.
That would blow away and make quite a mess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could
And we
wet
should-
it, you could
Throw a mattress on it.
Financial box. I think because the chips are wet and heavy,
right.
they just, and
I
they
mean,
kind of knit together under a foot.
It might mean that you didn't have to put so much chips on top.
Yeah,
I
don't think people want-
use plastic, but,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want their shredded personal things.
Yeah, it's financial.
This thick.
A puzzle. All right, that's all I had for that. So,
Okay, thanks, Garrett. All right, so planning ahead, future meeting topics. I think we kind of covered that already. I think sustainability fair is going to become a big component, and we're going to talk about invasive species. So unless anyone has any other future meeting topics, then it's really about social media, and I think we talked about that too already.
I have, I have an additional, PACE, the People's Action for Clean Energy, wants to know if we would be interested in having one of their team members share the energy model analysis that they have done for Farmington. And they are putting together a coalition of towns, and they also are wanting to know if we would like to work with them. I don't know what that means. But the first thing would be, they are, what's that?
you still there, Patty? We couldn't quite hear you.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I started to speak and then figured I didn't want to say anything yet because Kim was still talking. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think PACE, maybe the president or the founder is Mark Sully, and he he used to be the Simsbury Sustainability, like, chair, so I think he's very, like, familiar with what the towns are doing. And so it's one of his team members at PACE that would be interested in doing a presentation at one of our meetings about clean energy and talking specifically about what their energy model shows for Farmington. I don't know what happened to the solar.
I think we could schedule,
Well, it's at the bottom, we'll get
they
there.
didn't
gotcha.
win a bid. Yep. I think they could come present, but I don't know that we can't commit to anything because we've just added invasives and sustainability fair. And I want to be
Right.
cognizant of how much the committee's doing. I'll say I
Yeah.
also got an email from someone I know personally asking if we were something else to do with solar and energy on homes, and I didn't have a chance to really digest it. Who also wanted to know what the town was interested in. And I just
Yeah.
got that today. So
Okay.
I would be curious. I think a presentation could be helpful if the committee agrees, but I don't want to give any impression that we can do anything beyond that at this point.
And I can tell her that. I can just say, yeah, we're kind of curious what their energy model is showing for Farmington and what they're doing and what their expectation or what, you know, that no strings attached. They can come tell us what they have on us and then, you know, right?
So what is an energy model? What does that mean?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm reading literally from like what she sent me in her email.
And what is PACE? Is it a,
PACE is people, it's a nonprofit, I think.
okay, that is promoting,
Clean
green?
energy and solutions, yeah. Mostly, solar solutions, yeah, yeah. Their focus is definitely clean energy, yeah. I know they did something or were a part of doing something or were extremely excited about, the canopy solar that got installed somewhere in some school buses in some town, or I don't know. Could that be?
I want to say it was the southern half of the state, I don't
Yeah.
remember. I remember hearing about
Yeah.
a town, I don't remember
Yeah.
which one it was.
So if everybody is good, I can just follow up with her and say absolutely no strings attached. We don't really know what she wants from us or what they do, but we're happy to give her like 10 minutes at a meeting to talk to us about this energy model analysis and tell us what it is they actually do.
Right. Well, it would be nice to know what an energy model is.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
finding
Yes.
out some more information.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I love the idea of having 10-minute, like, learning block.
Yeah, tell us.
today At the beginning of
Yes,
every
I
meeting.
think that would be really helpful.
Zoom, so they don't have
All
to be here.
right, so the,
It's helpful to be in person, but they don't, you know, depending on where they're located, if they're only coming for 10, 15 minutes, they're
Yeah.
gonna travel all the way. The solar project, they did not win a bid with Eversource this year, so they're
Okay.
gonna look to reapply next year. So they'll reach it back out then,
Okay, that's kind of a bummer.
so. So I'll take it off the agenda for now, once we hear more from them next year, hopefully. Then
This
we'll
is the
come back.
big one that was gonna be.
They were looking at the former Tofam quarry off of Route 6.
I did also have a question about social media, like for instance, can I share? So I thought it was kind of fun news that we paid for.
The only thing was because it was students.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
review, so I don't know if,
I didn't post anything.
yeah, I don't know if the principal ever
I
followed
didn't
up
know
or.
who it was. You said
Okay.
Claire, and I was like, I don't know who Claire is, so I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, it was the Union School, but she was on, I put her on the email.
Oh,
gotcha.
Okay.
Was it Claire?
Because if she had pictures that she posted, but yeah, I was more
Right, and then
overthinking.
it's what the school's policy is of what the
And the
school can
parent,
post
yeah,
and everything like that.
But I was thinking just even like, it was kind of a victory for like how cool that we voted. And yeah, they were so
And
cute.
then it could be a
Just to
picture
even,
of Union
right.
School and.
I could
and-
do a picture of a composting bin.
Right, or it could be a picture of Union
Right.
School
Right.
saying this is, I
Yeah.
think that's fine, I
But
think
I guess that's my
the,
question, is that okay?
yeah, so that even if you, like in the minutes, I didn't put names, I just said students
Right.
representing the student council.
Okay.
Because I didn't, right, for all the reasons to protect kids.
Yeah.
I think somewhere we have a picture of a composting bench somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've seen one.
They
Yeah.
might have a picture that we can just
Okay,
Yeah,
So-
Dan, I'll,
The Union School posted something, because somebody sent it to me.
okay,
Mhm.
so they
But
did.
the schools,
Okay.
schools check to see whether kids can be photographed. They have that all.
Yeah,
I guess
'cause it-
sort of
like-
my general question was, there's nothing that's happening here that, like, do I have to wait until the minutes come out to like say, hey, we
No.
did this?
No.
Okay.
no.
So it's not confidential, I can share, I can
No,
say
mean,
this is what
the meeting
committee
is
said.
recorded and posted to YouTube and.
Somebody could be here watching, and so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to, I don't want to overstep on social media, but of course, if we can get people engaged and people are kind of,
Right.
coming on board, that just helps with all of our other initiatives. So if you all have anything, like if you have pictures of what you're doing on the trail, if you have pictures, just email me or text me
Okay.
a little doodad,
Okay.
of course.
Thank you.
And then I can just cycle it into social media.
I'm in a school-only newsletter now that I'm seeing it.
Okay.
So you may need to.
He's on first name basis with the principal, he just calls her, hey girl, hey Claire. So,
She reached out to me.
so I can, now that I know who that is, I can email her and say, we have this from your school, and how far reaching can this picture go, or
It's a
whatever.
picture of us with the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, that's because
Yeah.
each parent now has to sign off and say,
Yeah, no, I
yes, you can
totally
put
get
my
it.
kid,
I
and
get
then
it. I
you
get
can
it.
put my
Yeah.
kid, So,
Right.
Okay.
It's different newsletter or.
right, going
But
out to.
as you guys are out and about doing anything green, anything that makes sense for our committee, you see something recycling or something, anything that goes along with, just send it to me and I'll just make a post about it,
Okay.
Does that include what we have on our website? Or you're doing the Facebook?
I'm just doing the Facebook.
The Facebook page, I mean.
Yes.
That's why I said.
No,
that.
I say
No.
Facebook all the time.
I am not on Facebook, so how would I access our page?
You have to go on Facebook.
I have to
access
get
it.
an account and.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
actually
But you
don't
can-
necessarily have to have an account to view a public page.
Go to
Yeah, 'cause I think it's a
facebook.com.
business
I think you can
It's
access
fine.
it,
Yeah.
even if you're not on,
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook
Go
anymore.
to the World Wide Web.
Okay. With my pencil.
But if you have stuff, just text or email me and then at
Okay.
least I can add it, yeah.
Well, the reason I just briefly, there's somebody had put on the town's website for the Green Efforts Committee a link to a booklet that is put out by a group in Middletown, I can't remember, they have a long acronym, about invasives. And it's on there, but there's an updated version of it, and I thought, oh, we should put the new one on, but I don't know. Is that you?
No, if you get me the link, I can put it on the Facebook.
So you're saying on the town website?
It's,
On the town website, under Green Efforts, there's a link to information
Yeah,
about
I've seen it.
invasives
It's
or
there.
whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody
probably
put
need
it
to
there.
get a- yeah,
Updated?
Yeah, if you just send the link to me, I can update the
Okay.
the town website.
All right, I'll send it to you. There's a new, it was updated, that booklet was updated in 2025.
Okay.
Invasives that are listed.
okay. So on to the 250th celebration. There's
Yeah.
been some emails between, I think, Kimberly and Mary and Carrie, who's the chair of Avon's committee. And I told Carrie that we were meeting today, and Carrie had, and we would get back to her, but one of the things she talked about was mosquito buckets of doom, which for anyone who doesn't know, you put water in a big bucket, add a little bit of green matter, and then add the mosquito dunks. And then the mosquitoes are attracted to the bucket because you've put a little bit of
I don't want to
like
sit
grass
next to
or whatever in
Carrie.
it, and that's it.
Bringing on the mosquitoes.
Well,
And then you can set this bucket anywhere in your yard. And then the mosquitoes are attracted to the bucket and they lay their eggs in the bucket. And then the mosquito dunk that you've put in the bucket kills the larva. So the mosquito larvae never actually grow into mosquitoes.
so instead of spraying your yard,
Right.
you
So
use the mosquito bucket.
Right.
What is,
And then that's,
Bats eat mosquitoes?
yeah, but who's
I don't think we have many bats anymore.
They need a variety.
I have,
She's saying it
we have,
kills the
we have
larva.
bats. But
You're saying
the,
that they won't have enough to eat?
Yeah. But I guess I missed,
No.
why are we talking about mosquito dunks?
because
part of the-
Carrie, because the chair of the Avon committee is interested, because what we were trying to do for the sustainability, sorry, not sustainability, 250th celebration, is have our table next, because this is, the 250th
Tabling.
celebration is a joint celebration with Avon and Farmington. So the idea is the Avon committee will sit next to the Farmington committee. We'll have two tables. And the idea is to kind of coordinate what the two committees are doing, so that way we can work together.
They're doing mosquito dunks.
And the chair of the Avon committee suggested mosquito dunks, which is why I'm
This
bringing
is
it up.
between the last meeting and this meeting. This is not.
Okay.
even-
There's
Yeah,
just been
so I.
some
And she
emails.
didn't actually
Yeah.
say they're
I-
doing mosquito dunks.
To do it in.
Yeah.
Well, I said, I
Dunk.
suggest,
Yes.
Okay.
I suggested I was gonna, that was one of the things we could talk about was the mosquito dunks. And then she said, oh yeah, I wanted to do that too. But I thought maybe the two committees could coordinate what we do so people kind of have a good variety and we're not duplicating maybe the topic that we're.
Right.
What else is happening at the fair? I mean, is this like a kid activity?
everything.
Like,
There's gonna be
It's a
car
celebration.
show, fireworks, food trucks, music. There's
but why
the
are
whole,
people
I
gonna
don't know
come
the
to
rest.
the tables, right?
Because
it's fair, so.
Because it's a
Everybody's
fair,
walking
there's gonna be
around.
lots of tables.
Yeah,
And they want to see the fireworks.
yeah.
Yes, and there's fireworks, so that's how you get.
Well, mosquito, yeah, I mean, I thought that was a good time of year to talk
Yeah.
about that.
Did she take your idea? Was that what you were thinking about doing?
I said I was thinking, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I said I was thinking about doing a mosquito dunkers, talking about natives, or, I mean, I think they said they were gonna, didn't they say they were gonna do something about clean energy audits, about how to do those, or, Avon, having some
Yeah.
information, so we thought we needed to discuss what the committee wants us to emphasis
Yeah.
on our table. So we could talk about energy, or natives and invasives, or mosquito buckets, or water, protecting our, watershed, or,
But I think we should also have some, I'm going like a slightly different direction in that I think we should have like a little activity or a game or something that kids are playing, and potentially like
I agree.
a giveaway, like a plantable,
Topic first.
like a plantable bookmark, or something, like come play our game and then get this prize. That's also sustainable. But I don't know if we have a budget for that. Yeah. I mean, I have a fun, like, waste sorting game. Like, I have a bin of waste, and then the buckets that I do with kids.
Yeah, Green Efforts has done that before, actually, at the Unionville Festival back when it happened years ago.
Okay.
Unionville Fair.
Do kids like it?
Kids seem to like it. They did.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time Unionville Fair was. It was probably close to 10 years ago since the Unionville Festival.
Yeah.
But
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know what other, but I was definitely thinking like a game
Yeah,
of.
no, I like that idea, because it'll draw people in, but we have to come up with something fast,
Well,
because
so
the end of the month.
it's on Friday the 26th of
Yeah.
June,
Yeah.
June 2nd.
I mean, we can,
mhm.
We could,
If, what you can do is, we can say, and allocate money for, a few $100s. I'm assuming it's not gonna be more than $500, and then
Yeah.
be
How
generic
many-
with it, and then,
Because we could do, like, so I have those plantable bookmarks, cost $1.
I'm
but
gonna
they're
veto
wildflower-
that unless you know for sure what this, most of those aren't native though, to Connecticut.
I
So
think
unless
they're
you know for sure they're
wildflower
native
seeds from
to New England. Th-
Yeah,
They're not
the
always.
ones that I've gotten.
Okay.
At night.
yeah.
it's from like 4, I think it starts at 4 till 9:30, and then there's fireworks
Mhm.
at night. So just a short, really, until the fireworks. But people will be milling around, I guess.
But the rest of the thought that I was gonna say, sorry, was just, we could do like a QR code on a bookmark. Like we could do green efforts with the QR code that goes to our page that talks about recycling, you know what I mean? Could be something that's informative, so something
Right.
sustainable yet informative.
And I could also order some sheets from the Yukon Extension on anything, you know, composting, removing invasives, protecting
For
water.
the parents, that would
I
be
could
good.
just, I'll send you what I already wrote up, and maybe that can be turned into a pamphlet or something.
Okay.
If you want. So whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if people are gonna wanna carry stuff.
Yeah,
But it's
I'd
nice.
rather they didn't, but have some way of
Yeah.
making it accessible.
I mean, we can have the QR code of like our Facebook page, so we could gather followers.
What is the ask that the committee makes of the community? Like, volunteer with us, donate money,
Yeah.
Provide
get
information.
involved. We just give people info, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't get them to do something.
I mean, so what, we're supposed to be trying to get people to participate in green efforts, like energy conservation, renewable resources, recycling, and other environmentally friendly
Do
practices.
we have like a listserv or like anything we could sign people up so they could get more information or anything like that?
No.
The Facebook page, people follow and then they get,
Yeah, 584 people.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay.
And there's a page on the town's website.
Yeah.
I've seen that, yeah, I've seen that.
And then we have the newsletter that goes out, but that's like an automatic, everybody, but.
Yeah,
we
yeah, everyone-
don't need anyone to sign up. kind of.
Right, everyone in town gets that.
Yeah.
Everyone in town can, okay, I'll shut up.
It's a quarterly yeah, it's a,
It's just getting educated by yourself.
It's not a Green Efforts newsletter
Yeah.
that we're mailing out, it's the Farming.
Farmington
Oh, okay.
Town, and we have like a quarter page,
stuff,
yeah, we get a quarter page.
I think it would
Hey,
be
Garrett.
cool to pick the
Yeah.
topic, the focus, and the ask we want to make, and then
Yeah.
plan the game or the interesting thing, so it links up with the theme of if possible.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I
It's
think.
like exciting and interesting, but also connected to the theme of the.
Get them to think about it.
I think we've been talking a lot about waste reduction, the composting in schools, and waste reduction overall, the recycling.
Do Simsbury have, Avon, any of these towns have composting going on in their schools?
I think Simsbury does. I don't know anything about Avon.
I don't know.
I know West Hartford does it in every school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe there's some way of saying, Avon, you need to get with the picture here.
But Carrie's pretty set on doing her
Yes.
little mosquito thing, right? So I don't know what else she's gonna have at her table. I think the important thing is that we're just not doing the same thing as her.
Right. So it's more
Right.
interesting. I was gonna, well.
I mean, I don't know. So Mary and I are the ones that are gonna be there, so I don't know if you guys wanna just like leave it to us. I'm sort of in favor of like, hey, I have this whole recycling game. We've been talking about waste reduction. We wanna build our following on Facebook. Let's set up something that gets handed out to them that's sustainable but allows them to connect with our messaging. And, here's a fun game that I have that is ready to go.
Right. I mean, I don't know if everybody in town, although I do think the newsletter's read, but all know the different recycling things that the town does. So if there's a recycling game, there could be QR code to say these are the, you could recycle textiles, you could recycle.
The QR code can just go to the website as well.
Right, to
That has
sort of
that.
say, this is what we offer in Farmington, take advantage of what the town offers for recycling or something like that.
Is there something we could do with stickers? Do we have enough time?
What, for
Has
kids,
it-
you mean?
Well, for kids or the potential of, stickers someone can put on their recycling bin that tells them what they can recycle or what not to put in there. Or,
Oh.
I don't know, I'm just thinking if we wanted to tie it to waste reduction or give them something for green efforts. But I don't know if
Like
we have
something to put
time
on
and
your
I don't know the cost
refrigerator.
involved either, so.
What to recycle or what not to
Yep.
recycle.
Yeah, that's kind of a good
Could
thing
be a
for
piece
it.
of paper, it doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
I have one on my refrigerator. It's not- It's a what's in, what's out kind of thing. You might have even been, I think I just cut it out from our newsletter.
Yeah, but the what's in, what's out is not the accurate information.
All right, I was just gonna ask you, Kim, do you think the folks over at the the material recovery facility, do you think they have anything that we could crib off of?
They definitely have like a flyer, but I don't want us as a sustainability committee sitting there handing out pieces of
Right,
paper.
but do they maybe have I don't know, I don't want to hand out paper either, but I'm wondering if
be
they
in a
have
frame
a
with a
graphic
QR
or
People can
Yep.
take a picture of it with their phone.
I'm sorry, Patty, I just shouldn't have,
Or if
sometimes I
it's
just blurt out what I'm thinking.
No, no, you're fine.
Code, you can direct them to, or if they've got a website with the information and we can put it on the Green Efforts website and then just, again,
Right.
direct people to the Green Efforts website with a QR
Right.
code saying,
Would you all be comfortable if, so we don't, I don't know, we can keep talking about it, but I feel like maybe we can come up with something really creative, Mary and I, and then we could just email everybody and you guys could approve it via email. Would that be okay?
yes, I would just say vote on.
We can't approve it by email.
Yeah, it would be, as long as it's less than 5 people, and I don't get a say, so just put me on the email, so as long as it's Patty,
Yep.
and Mary, and one other person, that's fine. I would say vote on a not-to-exceed amount
Okay,
this evening,
okay.
Okay.
just because obviously we'll
Mhm.
not meet until after the event, so,
Can't we just vote to trust them to do what they want to do?
and you say like $500.
Yeah, that's,
Well,
we
you
just
could
have to
say
vote
the
on the
fee.
money.
Would include.
Yeah, the date stickers they're $86 for 100 stickers that we put on the cleanup day sign. So they're not, you get 100 stickers for less than $100. They're not that expensive. So you can get, I'm assuming not everyone from both towns is going to the event, but I'm assuming there'll probably be a pretty good turnout.
Maybe a lot of people.
Yeah, I think there are.
So I think saying not to exceed a lot, and if you buy one thing, there's usually a discount. The more you buy, the cheaper it is. So I would say whatever amount you want, it's $500.
Money is there left in the budget? $500? Like, is 500 half of the whole?
No,
Okay.
it's,
We've got about a little over 30,000. It's not a line item in the town budget every year. It gets funded through other avenues, so it's more like a savings account. So
500 is not like the whole budget.
and it's not like there's a celebration every year. It's-
Yeah.
So
Right.
you want to start doing 251,
Kick up our heels.
I think, go for it.
I was just gonna say, so could we make like a motion, that says something like, or can I make a motion that we vote that we have a budget of no more than $500 to purchase sustainable items that we're able to hand out to people that help promote and support our, mission,
Mission of Green
what we're
Efforts.
supposed to do, and also that the committee will trust Mary and I to come up with a nice packaged idea that we'll email everybody about prior to anything.
And you're welcome to join us if you want.
You can't email it to the committee for
yeah,
input.
so again, as
It'll
long as
be-
it's less than 4, it's 4 people or less, not including me, because I'm not a voting member. So as long as there's less than 4 people on the email, that's fine.
So we'll send 2 separate emails.
Well, no, just do one
You
to.
know,
The motion is
can't do
we
that
just
either.
trust you to do it.
Yes, it's just,
Right?
we have to
Yeah,
trust
so
you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of, I'm the one that'll.
We could share what we came up with
Yeah, that's
to
fine.
everybody
Yeah.
without anybody
Yeah,
voting.
you're saying this is what
This
we're.
is what we're
purchasing.
doing.
Just informing.
You can
Patty's
say
saying
what
no.
Yeah, no, it's still, any discussion among a quorum about green efforts is a public meeting. And so it becomes an illegal meeting if we do it with a quorum by email.
So we just,
So you just trust us.
we trust
So
you.
it has,
We won't tell you.
yes, yep. And then we can discuss at the next meeting what we did.
So we'll
Yeah.
leave the 2 of you guys off the list.
we could also say, because I kind of wanted to get back to Carrie, because I had said, the committee's gonna talk about what we might present. So maybe if we say, we'll do this, and you can have the mosquito buckets, and then, I mean, I was
Yeah.
thinking of trying to get buckets to give out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, if I can get, Stop and Shop, or like places that get them for their food buckets, and then, you know, we could put the directions in there, and then say, and, you know, kids
It's gonna
could
be
paint.
new buckets or reused buckets?
Like, you know, no, they'd be reused, because I don't wanna buy new plastic, and then, but they, you know, like, I think, like George's or restaurants and the, and the, and the deli at the
That
Stop
place,
and Shop,
what's that
they use
place
those
that has the
buckets.
bucket, that does the bucket of wings?
Timothy's.
Yeah.
Well, it would be, yeah, that's
Yeah,
paper.
the-
No, you need,
No,
like,
that's
Yeah,
plastic.
you need
No,
to
those-
get it, right, but the mosquito ones, they need to be,
like
deeper.
5,
Yeah,
they're like,
that deep,
they're
okay.
like 5 gallons.
yeah, the 5 gallons, so they're about,
And kids could paint them, you know, I mean.
Well, if everyone's cool not to continue to waste everybody's
Yes,
time.
I know.
Kim made a motion.
I made a motion.
Yes, I agree. I second it.
Mary.
I second that, I
Alright.
should be trusted.
All right, all those in favor,
Not to exceed 500.
Aye.
Aye.
up to 500. Aye. I just want to make a comment about if we do stickers or something about waste reduction. We don't know where Avon's waste goes, if they use, I don't know if they use the same facility. If they do, it's good, but if they don't, we have to be conscientious that there's Avon residents attending the event.
Okay.
So I don't know if they have the same scope of what they can.
so,
Thank you.
I'll ask.
Thanks.
what you wanna do, send it to me so I can reach out to them, so we can do the tax certificate and then get the order and pay,
Are you gonna have our banner for the table?
putting in my office. I've got the tents as well.
Yes, I guess that's my question. What do we have to do? Are we gonna have to pick up the tent and tables and chairs and park a mile away and lug them somewhere and set
No,
them
there's
up?
setup time. I'll check with, our recreation director, 'cause she's the one, Jessie, she's the one.
Okay.
I'll send an email to her with you on it.
Okay, because they're gonna have shuttles.
Yeah, there'll be shuttles for the actual event, but there's setup
Okay.
time beforehand, obviously.
Okay.
It starts at 4, so
And is the tent we have is like one of those easy up?
yeah, easy up.
Okay.
It's 10 by 10, there's stakes in the
Okay.
bag, so I'll,
And so we'll have a tent, and our tent will be right next to Avon's tent, so she'll be in her own tent with her mosquitoes. Okay.
doesn't attract, it's, I know, it's not like it's a mosquito magnet.
I don't think
it's just-
she's gonna make it there. I think she's just
Have a
gonna show.
demonstration.
I think it's a really smart idea, because the dunks are cheap. Hand them out,
Yeah.
and I think that's like a smart idea.
All right.
If you had it first.
Yep.
Kudos.
All right.
It was my idea, but then she said, oh, I wanted to do that. And, I mean, that's fine. We can do the same thing. I was just, but I was thinking of giving out the buckets with the
Yeah.
directions so that they're taking something with them that'll help the environment.
Yeah.
It would be cool, so.
Yeah.
But you have to get a lot of
All right.
buckets. I mean, I don't know if I'd get that many.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Anything else other than our next meeting is July 7th?
Well, I think that's good. And if,
Just,
Okay, all right.
let me know if you're around for that meeting, so we'll know if we have a quorum or not.
July what, sorry?
July 7th. I think that, the first is a Wednesday, so yeah, so that's over the 7th.
Tuesday, yeah. I'm here.
So just check the calendars that we'll have a quorum. We don't meet in August, then we resume again in September, so.
I'll be here.
Here in
How do I give everyone my phone number? Is that like a thing that exists, that I put it in, you guys have it, or do I just have to each person?
Yeah,
Oh, you email.
yeah.
like, you'll be on the group emails, so that's usually how we, yeah. and I'll get-
What's to my?
Yeah, we can talk later about the volunteering for the Sun Project.
All right. All set then?
All right,
Motion
yeah,
to
I'll
adjourn?
entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Second.
Is there a second? Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.